Why don't I tour anymore? Are you releasing music anytime soon? What happened? Why are you living on a homestead now? I thought you guys lived in the city. What's with the whole lifestyle shift? When will we expect new music? These are lots of questions I get pretty frequently on social media. I love them and I appreciate that because I appreciate that people care about the music that I released. Honestly, a lot of my priorities and perspectives shifted in 2020. I think we all had quite the awakening in 2020. For me, it was super eye-opening how fragile our food system is, how out of control things were with our government tyranny. Honestly, like my touring schedule was canceled all because of you know what. That was devastating. And then it was also a really beautiful opportunity where God showed me where he actually wanted me in this season and how basically stopping touring maybe hit a health rock bottom, which then led me to healing myself and hiring people to help me heal. How to not just, girl boss all the time and drive myself into the ground and burn the candles at both ends, as people would say. And I just lived that chaotic lifestyle for a long time. And I love touring. I love releasing music, but it's not for the faint of heart. There's a reason why not everybody makes it. And I'm not saying I'm never going to tour again. I've still been writing music. I would say not as loyal. I've not been as loyal to writing music as I have been because I did have a huge life change. I had a baby. 2020 happened, and you know how long all that crap lasted. And I wasn't going to go on stage where a lot of the audience, they wanted proof of a certain event that happened that was mandatory, and I wasn't willing to participate in that. And a lot of the venues would ask that the performers, make sure that people had their mask on, and I'm not going to do that because I don't believe in that. So it just felt like God was pulling me out of that in that season. And I had already had this feeling, honestly, since like 2019 of wanting to have a baby. But like in my mind, I had been indoctrinated by the feminist movement. And this is a whole other video, but I had been indoctrinated by the feminist movement that I couldn't have kids and also achieve my dreams. And I can't believe I let it rule my life for that long, but everything happens for a reason. And I got a dog instead. And then that band-aid that feeling for a little while. And then I got another dog because I was having the feeling of wanting to have a baby, but I can't start my dreams if I have a baby. So I got another dog. I honestly was putting all these band-aids on. I didn't want to start my life, like my home, my family, until my career took off so that we could be financially stable. And honestly, if you wait for your life to be financially stable, you'll probably never get the things you want. And so we decided to have my daughter. And honestly, it was the most beautiful radical shift in my heart and mindset. And it's still daily changing my mind and heart about things. But I learned a lot in 2020, how fragile our food system is and how much I was a city slicker and I didn't know where any of my food came from. I didn't know how to do anything. And so we opted out. We're opting out for the most part. We're voting with our dollar. We have subscriptions to people who are like-minded to us. We aren't shopping places that push a certain agendas, and we are growing our own food as much as we can. We're raising our own meat. We're buying our beef from local farmers. 2020 taught me a lot and opened my eyes to a lot of things, and we will absolutely write and release music, and actually it's not too far off the horizon. I'm very excited about it, but also my first priority is loving my family well and doing what God tells me to do and feeding my family well and good food. And that means having to do the extra work. We're opting out by shopping small, shopping with like-minded people, growing things ourselves, and honestly just not buying as much as we used to. And I think my music someday when it comes out will reflect that, and I'll actually find the audience that I never knew I was a part of until 2020 happened. And I know there's some youngsters who are like, 2020 was 4 years ago, get over it. We can't get over it. It is a mark in time that showed tyranny and government overreach, and I will never not remember it. And that's why I'm being diligent about my YouTube channel. That's why I'm being diligent about my family and loving them well and feeding them well and reducing their toxic burden on their systems and detoxing and educating myself on things that the system doesn't want you to be educated on. So I hope you join us on this journey of homesteading. We don't know how to do things. Honestly, we're learning as we go. So people are like, give me garden tips. I'm like, you don't want garden tips from me yet. Like, give me a couple years and then I'll share garden tips that work along the way. Otherwise, I'm not the person yet, and that's okay. I'm first generation homesteader, and I'm totally willing to admit that I biff it a lot of the time, but I'm trying to learn where my food comes from, grow it as much as I can, and reduce my dependency on external sources. So I'm grateful that you're here and that you've watched this video. If you have any content requests, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.